Hey, good morning, good evening, good afternoon to wherever you are in the various time zones across the globe. You're logged on, of course, to WINNFM 98.9 for another episode of Voices. My name is King Socrates, your host today. It's the 20th day of August. And I must say, August kind of zipped by. You understand? But we'll take it. It's hot downtown Boston. I would guess in about the low 90s. But one of the reasons I'm sweating is because I've got one of the movers of Shakers from Antigua in the studio with me, so I'm under a sweat, but that's okay, we'll get to that. Want to say good morning to Dr. Leader, Dr. Sweeney, Ambassador Chris Collins, Rosemary, Catherine up in Canada, Peter Williams in Antigua. Oops, no, I made a mistake. She happens to be right here. Jennifer, how are you doing? Bridges, the whole crew of the, once again, good morning. Welcome to another episode of Voices. The clock on the wall says it's just about 1 minute past the 11 o'clock hour, and I'm here until 1:30. Today is a free-flowing open mic Monday. No particular topic, but of course our voices, our callers up there is called Voices. So today you get a chance to call and interact and open the lines earlier. But of course we have a very special guest with us in the studio. So what we do first, we go downtown, give Caesar his due, and then come back and start the chit-chat. How about that, Jamster? Beautiful? Nice.
Are you ready for the summer? Need a plan like no other. Stay connected when you're on the go.
Sign up for internet and get 1 month free, plus a chance to pay $0 for the rest of the year. Plus, get a chance to win free data, gas vouchers, $500 cash weekly, grocery vouchers, Fed tickets, and more.
Switch over to Flow. Rams the good food people, always there to serve you. Rams the good food people, locations right near you. Rams the good food people, in-store specials for you. Rams the good food people. Rams. When you need better service, Rams is always here. Better value, better prices. Rams is always here. You want your loyalty. Rams is always here. We are community. We are family. We are family. Rams for you and me. We are community. Rams for you and me.
50,000?
50,000.
$50,000? Win big with TDC. Win up to $50,000 cash in the TDC Mega Rewards Mega Raffle. To enter, you must be a Mega Rewards member or sign up to TDC Mega Rewards Loyalty Program. Shop at our TDC retail stores or online at shoptdcgroup.com to receive one entry for every $250 spent. Draws take place from July to November. Win $10,000 every month with your entry rolled over so you can win, and win even more.
Yes, this is 50.
Terms and conditions apply.
Where you have an opportunity to suggest solutions to problems.
Funky. This is the big one with a message for the nation. Of all the many calling programs in my country, if you want to talk popularity, it's 98.9 Win FM. Voices with Mr. Paul Ferguson. Calling on any topic you choose. He invites you to express your views, but you're not to call people's names, to slander or defame. But here's where the thing get controversial. Try telling him things really crucial. Even though you are armed with the fact, he tell you plain that he can't substantiate that. At our state-of-the-art health center, there was no backup generator, and so due to a power failure, a baby died in the incubator. Same time doctors in the field
the moderator, and he said, I can't substantiate that. I really can't substantiate that. Does it really mean it is not a fact? All because Fergie can't substantiate. Come again, I can't substantiate that. I really can't substantiate that. Does it mean it is not a fact? All because Fergie can't substantiate that. Play the song. Every day you would hear Yvonne Woodley Palm speak to electoral reform, campaigning for voters' ID, so people can vote fraudulently. Right away Cecil Big Stone would call, he don't want voters' ID at all. Alton DuPont would call to protest, government denied him land to invest, but then the topic turned to power outage, and how people home appliances get damaged. Erasmus would come on the line, telling the nation everything fine. Fergie, this is the big one, calling about the Bajan connection, who from the country collecting million under the guise of road construction. Look how long the Bajan advisor assaulted a female police officer, yet she can't find one prosecutor who will prosecute the fella. But Fergie said, I can't substantiate that. I can't substantiate that. Does it really mean it is not a fact? All because Fergie can't substantiate that. What you say? I can't substantiate that. I can't call her. I really. Does it mean it is not a fact? All because Fergie can't substantiate that.
Hey, that song takes me back to my mischievous days back in the day. And you put a smiley from what I've gone from ear to ear to the back of my bald head. Hey, we're listening to voices, and of course, Fergie is no longer in the chair today. I'm Socrates. I'm in the hot chair. As I said earlier, I'm sweating because in the studio with me, and we have jams on the board. We have Miss Petra Williams, one of the movers of and shakers of things in Antigua, wearing many hats.
Who tell you these things?
One of the persons who work in the background, don't get credit for what she does unless it goes wrong. You know, and she's here with us in the Federation over the past few days. She ran away from her obligations there to enjoy some CPL. She's also, amongst many other things, a radio host. I would say one of the premier cultural aficionado. She's involved, she's like Wednesday, in the middle of everything. So we have her here with us in the studio, and today's Open Mic Monday. So we have an open mic for you, Miss Petra Williams. Welcome to the Federation. Welcome to the studios of WINNFM 98.9. How are you doing?
Thank you very much for welcoming me. Good morning, St. Kitts, Nevis, and you're listening. Pull it back. Yes. Better? Yes. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you for your greetings. Thank you. I feel like I came home. Good morning, St. Kitts, Nevis. It's another home, right? I can say this.
Feel like you come back home.
Yeah. I haven't been for a while. It's been too long. I'm glad to be back.
You live and work here.
I didn't live. I used to visit the central bank frequently. I worked in statistics. And so, yes, it used to be my stomping grounds, and liming all over St. Kitts used to be a favorite pastime of mine for years. But I progressed out of that, and so, I strayed far. But it's been a pleasure being back. It's been a
And
pleasure.
so far, what have you been up to since you've been back? I know it's a season for, sporting event. Did you just come for the cricket or for what?
Of course, I'm a cricket lover. Okay, I'm a sports lover, sports in general, and football and cricket are number 1 and 2, depending on what's happening at the time. So I ran away from Antigua from the CFU under 14 girls tournament, which was absolutely fantastic, and ran into CPL. It was my first, outside of when we had Antigua Hawksbill for a very brief time at the beginning. It was the first time I'd seen CPL live in living color. I'm normally watching on TV and commentating on my Facebook page, but I was in St. Kitts. I was at Warner Park. It was absolutely amazing. Okay, now, so we have to have a quick conversation about Patriots. Patriots, that bowling lineup you have there, fix it. I am saying so on behalf of, can I St. Kitts people and Nevis people talk on your behalf? Fix the bowling lineup. It needs some work. The batsmen need to sort out concentration. Yeah, the scores were actually not bad. The team made some good scores. Chasing, but yeah, need to fix it. But I had a great time. Oh, and one more thing about the cricket, general observation. St. Kitts people, remember, it's a party, it's a festival, it's a lime. That last night, when I expected to see the place rocking, packed full of my Kittitian people, y'all were like, not partying.
Maybe they weren't happy with the bowling lineup.
Yeah, but come cuss them. Come in the stand and cuss them. Motivate them.
Maybe they weren't happy with the performances.
It was rough. I felt for Patriots because you're home and you want to do the best at home. So yeah, I felt that for them. But for me, the cricket was absolutely fantastic. So I am the one Antiguan that may not be a Patriots fan completely. I'm saying that.
Well, one of the questions someone asked me last night is, was that the best team we could muster? I hadn't been to the games, as you will know, so that was a feedback from somebody locally. So I think you're on par with the same, the impression that was made. And maybe that's why they
remember it's a franchise setup, and so the franchise crew would, I guess, go through the region and beyond and select the team that the squad from which they'll select the team they want to use. Hint, hint, bring more of we over. We're available. One thing is we're available. Bring us into the team.
There you go.
We can work with you. And if you bring us into the team, there'll be more of us coming over. Join the party. Big line.
Is that a plug, Jamsa?
Oh, wait. I have to say something else about the cricket. I loved I know for your audience, you're mostly Kittitian, Nevisian, diaspora, and local people, that they're accustomed to the culture on display throughout their events. But let me tell you, my heart sang for the nights when I saw all of your cultural elements and themes so proudly on display, and the young people, the young kids were almost fighting to be a part of it. They were following them, they were imitating, to me that speaks so much for the future of the culture and what is. I mean, I'm an outsider, so yes, I know those of you who are inside will have whatever challenges that you need to overcome. But I just want to tell you, looking on, I felt so proud and so pleased to see the elements on display throughout, and the young people who were just anxious, those who were part of it, and then the young ones who were there with their parents and so on, who were following them like the Pied Piper. It was a joy. It was an absolute joy. That was one of my highlights. I'm going to talk about it over and over again, but it was one of my highlights.
On the radio show on Antigua, maybe?
Yeah, man, of course. On my Facebook page, everywhere. It's something that whatever challenges, because all of us as small islands have our challenges, but whatever it is that ails you in St. Kitts, let me tell you, you have that unlock. That element where your young people are following, that it's unlocked. I'm so proud.
I actually sat down on Port Zante a couple of days ago wanted to be part of the masquerade dance, remember?
Oh, yes. Oh, jeez. You're not going to show that, right?
This person cannot hear music and stand still, but we get into that.
I learned a few steps.
A few steps?
Yes.
The masquerade?
Yes, ma'am.
You wanted to go and dance with them?
Yeah. You had the camera out, so that wasn't going to happen.
And you asked me about the bull last night? The costume? So I would say that the Department of Culture, they've really focused on the youth development of maintaining that aspect of our culture.
Yes.
Is a very important thing. So I appreciate you, as you say, as an outsider, giving it your blessing. I know in Antigua, based on what I know about you, I like to say you're like Wednesday, in the midst of everything, so to speak, in a complimentary way. One a second morning to Rosemary Donald up there in New York. She's on the job, but she's locked on. So morning, and hope all is going well with you. We have Petrie Williams from Antigua with us in the studio this morning, and we're chatting about all things cultural. I'm not going to out you on the many things, but I was saying the Jamster earlier on because I was trying to make an introduction or reference as to who you were. And I mentioned that you were part and parcel of the trip I made to Antigua some months ago, the judging workshop.
I was just
You,
a
as
spectator.
I said earlier,
Okay.
you're always in the background doing things. You don't claim the credit, but she was one of the movers of shakers. That's where I met her, actually. I'm very impressed. Very, very knowledgeable Calypso because my second radio interview on that day, I have on the Thursday, I think I was interviewed on the Friday, was where I met her. Not knowing that she had known me for years back in St. Kitts. So it's a good thing I was on my best behavior and one of the radio hosts. So she's also, as I said, on radio. She writes magazines about all the different things. So she's a big wig.
I don't know why he
Is
keeps
he blushing?
using the big wig word. Just say I like exploring things, and sometimes it gets attention, and most times I'm able to fly under the radar.
You have any questions, Jams, about the last Calypso competition or feedback? Antigua's. I don't know.
Y'all follow Antigua Calypso competition down here still?
There was a time when we know all the songs coming into the Antigua Summer Festival. It was, everybody had a radio back then, doing all the songs. We had champions in the short shirt, the Swallow versus Upsty, all the big names and all the lots of big names.
So
We
what
followed
happened?
them.
Why we lost? Yeah. So
Ask,
since
nothing
I familiated everything on, we have to work on it. We need, I think we need, we need some, what do you call them now? Cultural exchanges. Like, oh yes, I forgot something that happened for the week also. And I have to, this is another reason I have to come back to St. Kitts, because when I'm in Antigua, I quarrel regularly that I don't hear. We need to play more of our music
We should.
because everywhere else we go, everybody plays their own music. Let me tell you. So I walked down onto the strip. When was it? Friday night. I came on Friday. I walked onto the strip on Friday night. And I am convinced that Tian Winter was in a bar because it was a live band, but they were playing Tian from Antigua. We had a ball, we danced, the star, my girlfriend and I. Morning, Lola. I think she might be on the plane, it might be too early to call her up, right? So then past that bar, went down a little further, I heard Ricardo Drew. Like, Tal, what go on there? That's Antigua again. Yes, on the strip. And then went down a little further, and then, of course, I heard, yes, I understand that St. Kitts and Flames are like, one. Yeah, so we heard Flames. And hearing Flames reminded me of something. When I used to visit regularly to go to the central bank for training and whatever, one of my annoyances, I say annoyance because I am booked to go home, flight ready, everything, and I get to the airport and I can't get on the flight because I go Lions. I go Lions, and which means then
Lions in Antigua?
yeah, I go in Lions then to Flames, which means I get bumped. I can't go home because competition's going up. I remember that reminded me of that. And then last night I was on the strip again. Where was I?
Dockside.
Yes, I went to
Cassie
Dockside.
5.
Yeah, man, and they did a whole Flame set. I was home. I felt so good. So of course, I danced everything, the competition music, everything. They played Little Guyanese. I think because they knew that they were fans here
For the CPL. Yeah.
for the CPL. So they played Trini music, they played Guyanese music, they played everything. Oh yes, let me pick up. I met some Guyanese at the games. We were on stand C. Yes, there were about 9 of them. They flew in from Miami to support the Amazon Warriors. They came in for the games. They were here for the season. They love the games. They said they'll be back. Let me tell you, St. Kitts, you're a treasure and a gem. They will be back next year, and they're bringing more people. So you have a Guyanese contingent. They flew in. I don't know if you could tell the difference between them and those who live here because they were in the element. But they flew in. I think it was about 7 of them. And they've already made plans to bring others back. And then we had a Trini posse. A huge Trini posse.
They're always very visible.
Yes, they flew in also for the games, and they'll be going back. So you had Guyanese here confirm. I'm confirming the ones that I met, Guyanese, Trinidadians. There were some Grenadians here. And of course, there were my Antiguan sisterin. There were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of us here for the games. So we're coming. We love the hospitality. The hospitality is excellent. There is a young man. I'm sorry, I can't put his picture up. He might shoot me. But he was frying chicken in one of the booths at the back. And man smile and say hello. And in my best Antiguan tradition, what do you think I did? Sell you out. Go up in the stand and make everybody come buy him out. Buy him out, buy him. Hey, what else are we supposed to do? But yeah, it was a very, 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 well, let me not say very again. It was an excellent
Display.
experience in the hospitality of everyone I met in St. Kitts and Nevis was absolutely excellent. Excellent. I was so pleased from the airport. Well, me and the people at the airport had a fight. I can talk about that. It was a good fight. They want to stamp my passport. And as far as I know, the OECS is one. So show my ID and walk in.
That's how it's supposed to be.
Right. So we had a fight because I didn't want my passport stamped. She stamped the passport. She win because I didn't want to go back home, so she won. But I don't want my passport stamped next time I come back because I'm coming back. I also love I know y'all take it for granted. We're still writing paper at home for our embarkation cards.
You mean at the airport?
Yes, I
It's
love
online?
the electronic online system, except, again, it had international residents. There was no space for me. Well, that's what they thought. So I take residence because I tell them, yeah, I was serious. I am not an international traveler. I just come in from across the water. So I ticked residence. Yeah, so the extra person is me. So please just amend it to put OECS nationals, wherever you want.
While that's all well and good, we have some senior citizens who are not really au fait with that technology. So there have to be people there. There were folks there when it came in from Anguilla.
There were.
To assist.
There
So
were
if you-
folks there,
yeah,
but
so-
I did it on my phone. It was excellent. It worked very well until I got to the international residence. And I'm like, what? Residence, international. Like, what? I looked up, I saw CARICOM line. Okay.
CARICOM, yeah, they
Go
should
back
be-
down again, residence, international. Excuse me, hello. Yeah, what going on here? So she had a good laugh. Said, so, I tick in residence, where I go and get my best Kittian accents. She said they'll fix it for next time.
All right.
So I told her I'll be back next month. So you'll have 30 days to fix it.
It's an easy flowing conversation this morning. Rosemary says she's not getting the reception as she normally is, flowing in and out. So that's a different story. But we're going to talk to Caesar, pay him some dues, and come back and continue the chit chat. Right? Beautiful.
Does it mean it is not a fact? All because Fergie can't substantiate that.
Found the Sound 99.9. FM.
It's TDC for me, TDC for we. Neighbor, partner, your family. The best is yet to come, believe me. Moving forward, moving with. Hey, TDC certain nation with the best customer experience. TDC, you are the one for we. Happy anniversary. Together we succeed, building on strong community, pressing onward to one destiny. One love, one family. Together we succeed. Let the whole world see. Yes, this is 50.
Are you ready for the summer? Need a plan like no other. Stay connected when you're on the go.
Sign up for internet and get 1 month free, plus a chance to pay $0 for the rest of the year. Plus, get a chance to win free data, gas vouchers, $500 cash weekly, grocery vouchers, Fed tickets, and more.
Switch over to Flow.
Hey kids, drink healthy.
Reduce sugar chubby with the same great taste. Lots of magic fruity flavors, drink from more healthy way.
It tastes so yummy, chubby, chubby.
25% less sugar chubby. Be active, be healthy, drink lots of chubby. Kicking football, playing cricket, having fun in the sun.
It's chubby.
Reduced sugar chubby keeps you cool and refreshed.
It tastes so yummy, chubby, chubby.
25% less sugar chubby. Jumping rope, running races, have fun.
It tastes so yummy, chubby.
Drink the more healthy way. Ladies,
Set up a sound. Yeah, set up a sound. Turn on for this. Backers, backers, backers. Bend down. Backers, backers, backers. Backers, backers, backers. Elbows to the ground and back in the air. Backers.
You see what I told you? See what I told you? You cannot play music and she keeps still.
You have ESP? That's my artist. That's my boy.
So you logged on to Voices. It's Monday the 18th, so the 20th day of August. It's just about 26 minutes down past 11 o'clock. And we're chit-chatting with Peter Williams from Antigua in the studios. The lines are open. The lines are open for those who
Very
want to
good
call in
guess.
and just win anything. Get some good news. Whatever it is going on up there in your neck of the woods, call. Let's talk. It's easy flowing Monday. And, of course, as I say, it's open mic. Anything happening out there with you want to talk about, it's called Voices. It's still a program. The lines are open. We're waiting for you. In the meantime, we're back with Petra.
Hi. Hello.
Hi, hello.
Hi, St. Kitts. Hi, Nevis. Hi to your entire man. I shy. You know I'm shy sometimes.
Okay, we got our first caller. Good morning, caller. You're live on Voices. Good morning, caller. You're live on Voices.
Yeah, good morning, King.
Morning, sir. What up?
And good morning to the lady there.
Good morning, sir.
This is Mr. Politics here. And my little topic today about cricket and athletic. Now the King players. Oh, they're playing so good. And you got this guy Catchwell. Every year come to the same thing. I want to know if a next thing can't take him.
Okay.
Every year this man come do the same thing, just running in and trying the ball. The man concentrating on the pitch, concentrating on the wicket at all.
I see.
Just coming in fast, training the ball. And then man put him anywhere they want to put him in the boundary. Now the King I want to talk something else.
Okay, go ahead.
Last week was Kim Collins Day.
On the 25th, Kim Collins Day. Correct, yeah.
Last week, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sometime last week.
25th.
Yes, I tell you, yeah. And I watched some highlights of Kim Collins because this is where people were sharing around. And when I watch them highlight the King, they give me goosebumps. When I see a small man from the Federation of Think It News taking on these big guns and do what he got to do to represent us. And up to now, I do not see nothing has done for Kim Collins for what he has done for the Federation of Think It News. I ain't see nothing.
In terms of
King,
appreciation?
I always say the King, if I got to win some big money somewhere, I going to build a museum. And when anybody want to visit that museum, they go in that museum and they got to pay some kind of money to go in there. With Kim Collins, what he has done. And whatever money that museum makes, that belongs to him.
I appreciate
and I
that.
believe that the Ministry of Sport was supposed to be looking serious to put Kim Collins in some kind of the sporting, the athletic organization to help these young men.
You mean as a, like
and
a mentor?
women. You mentor, yes.
A salary mentor.
Who interested in athletic? Because it seemed to me like we ain't going to reach the way cricket again. You better write our cricket here and invest our money, invest the money into athletics.
Track and field.
Track and field.
Mm-hmm.
You better write our cricket because think it ain't going to reach the way cricket. It better we invest our money in the young man and woman now who coming up in athletics. Because Kim Collins has show us the way. And I believe other young men and women out there desperate to go out there and show us the way too. Anyway, King, let somebody else get a chance.
Thank you. I believe there are many who would actually echo or agree with what you said, so we're happy for your contribution and stay safe. Who knows? The folks that listen might make a decision because really his contribution appears to be vastly overlooked.
He was featured, when was it? Saturday night at the cricket.
Mm-hmm.
They played back
some of
his
highlights.
runs. The highlight, yes, he was. They used the big screen and they featured it. Yeah, it was. I was like, yeah, I remember this. It was very, 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 very touching. I'm not sure if he was on the one of the ends because I noticed there was somebody weren't showing that, but they showed back. Sorry.
Okay. We go back to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. You're live on Voices.
Good morning, the King.
Good morning, sir. How about that?
I'm doing good. Good
Beautiful.
morning to your guest.
Good morning, sir.
Welcome to St. Kitts.
Thank you. Welcome. Say welcome home.
Okay, now the King, the last time I called on the program, I think was Abel, and I want to say if our brother in Montserrat is listening, he commented on my contribution the last time I called, so I want to say good morning to him if he's listening. I want to say good morning to Mrs. Henry and also our sister from Connery who is in Connecticut. The King, this morning I want to talk about creation a bit. And permit me to say this. Now, in my infancy, I was taught and I believe. Now, I'm a grown man. I question and I know. Let me repeat this. In my infancy, I was taught and I believe. Now, I am a grown man. I question and I know.
Got you.
Now, creation. What is creation, the King? Life. Life is alive. Life giveth life. The universe is a womb. Cosmology and ecology is alive. The planet Earth is alive. As above, so below. As within, so without. Now, we know all of that. Now, let us look at what we have in the book that we all gravitated to. In the beginning, God created this and that. Now, let me also put this in the King. I learn, I unlearn, and I relearn. Because I am on a journey
to educate
and I cannot
yourself.
grab everything one time. Now, we were taught from the book that in creation, God created this, God created that. I have stated before that the book said, in the beginning was the Word. Well, the King, for you to invent something, you first have to have a thought. So in the beginning was a thought, a frequency. Now we have learned about the Big Bang and all of that they put in the book that keeping us submissive, keeping us passive. Life is a life, life giveth life. Follow me on this, the King. Now,
I'm following you.
If the theology is right, then we must accept it from nature. Nature is standard. Again, if the philosophy and teaching is accurate, then we must accept it from nature. Now, what set that standard in nature? Life. What we refer to as God is life, life eternal. When you get up at morning, the King, and you get out and you feel the four elements of life, earth, wind, water, fire. Fire represents the S-U-N. Your eyes see these things and you know that they are alive. We feel the wind, we touch the wind, that's the body of the wind. The earth is the embodiment of the Creator. Cosmology and ecology. Every ornament in your house, every furniture in your house came from something that was life. A tree, a plant, everything is life. But we gravitate to, in the beginning was a word, and God created this and that. Now, I am not taking anything away from the Christian community who want to remain in the beginning, God created. I'm not taking anything away from that because I was in that space. Now I am saying to us, the King, if civilization began on the continent of Africa, as I said before, we were in our space before we were interrupted and disrupted by you-know-who. Now, in all that we have gravitated to, we are now in 2023. 2020, they say, we see things with 2020 vision. Now, as to what our brother in Montserrat commented on is when I said the year 2019 was the year of return for Africans to return back to the continent by choice who wants to. Now, he says, because I said that they shut down the planet by closing down the borders, was preventing us who wants to return to the continent. The enemy, we have a common enemy who
You
have
think that
our
was by
papyrus.
you think that was by design?
Yes. Yes. And for those of us who took the vaccine, read Revelation 13 and you see it was prophesied. So here we have a group of people who have our history at their fingerprints and they put it in a book. A book. And that was the only book we were allowed to read then, because you know, the brutality of our colonizers and our enslavers, what they did to those of us who wanted to read. That is why we have to see ourselves as inventors. But because of slavery, everything that we invented became our masters. We are moving away from that, the king. And that is why I say what they gave us to keep us passive and to control us in a book, we have to see the book, everything is in reverse. Because now, I said before, the book is in plain sight. Our truth is in plain sight. The culture of the book is our culture.
Okay, wrap it up for me,
Ask
please.
yourself the question. Sorry?
Wrap it up for me, please.
Yeah, I'm going to finish up now. Now, what I'm saying to King, they closed down the planet because they do not want us to return, because they want to continue in this new scramble for our continent. They don't want us to make that connection because they are on their way out, but they're desperately trying to maintain their grip and their narrative, their agenda, and they want to continue exploiting what belongs to you and me and having us out here not wanting to go. Now, quickly, last November we had our first inaugural flight from Lagos to Antigua. Sadly, we know what took place there. In order for you and I to go to the continent, if we choose to, we have to go to Europe and America. That, again, in itself is skewed against us. So when I said to last week that they closed on the planet, our friend, our brother in Montserrat said he don't agree with that. But even if I said 2019 and let us say he said that it's not correct because that year is not the year that they shut down the planet. Whatever. I am just trying to share light and information to our people to think.
I appreciate that. I got
Our
you.
common enemy have our history at their fingertips. That's why they destroy, but they kept. They can throw things at us, words and figures.
Okay.
70% herd immunity, 80% herd immunity. I mean, what is all that? I'll call back later.
Much appreciated. Thank you very much. The last caller alluded to a flight from Lagos that shut down in Antigua, and he said, we know what happened with that. I want to give a chance. Give us a caller. Okay, let's set the call. We will get back to you on that.
I love that caller.
Good morning, you're live on Voices. Good morning, caller. You're live on Voices.
Oh, no, it's me.
Yes, and...
Wait, I am... Hold on. My friend told me now. I'm looking for the country. Oh, let me... Hold on.
Okay. Journey.
Good morning, Journey. Good morning, Socrates.
Good morning, Sister Henry.
Oh, how good and how great my God is.
Definitely.
Blessed are those who put their trust in him.
Mm-hmm.
How did you enjoy the cricket with all them blows?
I'm going to let Petra answer because she was at the game. She's from Antigua. You would have been listening. She's here. Came for the game and she gave a little opinion about the Patriots. But I'm going to let her respond to that question because...
what is her name?
Petra Williams.
You know how my husband was from Antigua.
Petra Williams.
Looking family.
Hey, look at family. I have family in St. Kitts, so I don't mind come check you. Just tell me, give me some directions.
What's your surname?
My surname is Williams.
Oh, well, is the Henry and the Western?
Yes, the Henry from where? My mother is Henry. My mother is Henry from Point.
Well, Melbourne Silly Point. They're from St. Johnson Village?
No. I'm from St. John Street, North Street, that side.
Oh, Melbourne lived and he grew up in Point. By the sugar warehouse, whatever you call it.
Okay, so I'm gonna call you auntie. What you call it? Step auntie, auntie-in-law. Here we go.
Auntie Green, because when I come up to claim my citizenship,
No problem. Just holler. As soon as you touch down, just tell me to come to me, and I start
do
you
you know
out.
Hazel Corbin?
Yes, I do very well.
Oh, well, we all work together. She was the OECA statistician, and I was our statistician.
Give me your name again.
Sylvine, write it down. Sylvine Henry.
Sylvine, you know me. Petra Williams, I used to work in statistics.
Oh, yeah, the name in truth.
Yes, you know me, man. I'm seeing you now in front of me. You know me. I was the little one, but yes, you know me well.
Yes. So tell Hazel say hello.
Will do when I go up.
Yeah. Anyway, Socrates, sorry to take over your program. Now, let me get to my good friend.
Journey?
I challenge my good friend, Journey, to tell me what effect the Islamic colonization had in Africa, because they had their own book too. They had the Quran, you know. And once again, the Arabs exported, enslaved about 40 million Africans out of Africa. Their presence in Africa today was done by force. You either convert or they kill you. So all of this long story, there is no denying the Atlantic slave trade. But the constant avoidance of talking about the Arab, the effect of, they're the ones who spread the Africans all over Europe and Asia. And they are the same ones today enslaving Africans when they go to Libya and other Arab countries. So while they slaughter things, and God bless the Bible, you don't want to read it, don't read it. You don't want to believe it, don't believe it. But tell me what you think about the Quran. Because you see what happened in Pakistan the other day? They say how somebody, Christian, tear two leaf out, and they rampage on them, killing and whatnot.
That would be execution, cause for execution.
Yeah, you know, so I think this avoidance of pulling, if you're going to talk about Africa, Africa was not only colonized by the Europeans. They did us harm. There's no getting around it. But this constant avoidance of discussing the effect of the Arabs today. Look at what happened in Niger. They're coming in every country. They are the ones creating the confusion in Nigeria, Al-Shabaab, all kind of names. That should be part of any discussion we have, you know. Every country in Africa, outside of the Arab countries, are faced with the Arab invasion, with the raping, kidnapping, and killing, and creating mayhem. Mayhem. So they're not going to any Arab country, I suppose. Even down in Ethiopia, everywhere you turn, where we going? I said already last week, who want to go. I will go and visit as many as I can. But my ancestors worked too hard for the islands in the Caribbean to just up and go. Who you leaving it for? Who will you be leaving it for? The Chinese who you're all bawling about?
Good question.
Or the European who you say colonizers?
Good question.
You understand?
Because
and
if we're in a space and be constantly invaded, what's the point?
I mean, you know how much blows over people get in the campfield in St. Kitts and so? The land is ours now. The land is, I say, everybody should be free to visit. You see, like the Arabs, they make a thing to Mecca.
Yeah.
You understand?
Pilgrimage.
That is how we're supposed to treat Africa. We make a mission there and come back to wise hours.
Got your point.
Who want to go? I really would like to see. I flew over Africa when I was going to India. And I was so touched. But this constant harping on half of the story. When the Arabs did more damage and continue to create mayhem in African countries, and all of the nice African people we have here, they don't mention it. We're talking about Niger. While Niger and the government and the other army fighting, the Muslim them invading the place. What goes on in Nigeria? And some of them burn down school. I mean, what they do to women. our mouth shut. Maybe we're afraid that they come first. Some
As
of
you
them
say,
here.
it should be part of the debate, so I would like to hear, not necessarily back and forth between your journey, but if it could be done in a forum,
No, I mean,
we can
on the
all
on the
discuss
wider
the various
thing, 'cause
points.
whenever you
Yeah.
hear the discussion, right,
Mhm.
it is always those people. But what color are the Arabs?
Is that
What color
rhetorical?
are the Arabs?
Well, they're not Caucasian.
You understand? Nobody could justify what no Caucasian did. Ain't no sensible person will justify what the Europeans did in Africa. But I am saying, and I say it again, in 2023, we have enough educated Africans, aspiring African leaders, whose responsibility is to manage their countries. You understand what I'm saying? And they need to stop this clan business. Everybody
chorus-
fighting to get their clan and their tribe in power.
This chorus about Russia, we are Russians and Russians, with that's total nonsense.
You know,
Total
yesterday I heard
nonsense.
something.
We are
I don't know.
Russian. We are
I was
Russian.
listening to 102.2, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they have some breadwinners come on. They were talking about the name Tom Jones from Antigua.
Okay.
So
Tom
they come
Jones.
back with the COVID story. And you said,
Alex Jones.
right, Alex Jones.
Yes.
You read this thing?
Yeah, I
Russia
listened to it.
sent out something.
I
He
listened
said
to it.
Russia sent out something, and so, and then in his discourse he said, well, the corona that we had was manufactured in Ukraine, and it was sent to the Caribbean countries. I said, Lord Jesus, one more round. What do you expect if Russia and Ukraine is at war? What credibility would anything that come out of that?
I understand,
Whether
but I
America
said
or Russia.
I started listening and just cut it off because the Alex Jones, nah.
No, you understand? And he said the thing originated in Russia. But if Russia and Ukraine is propaganda,
of course it is.
and a lot of us we so black conscious that our mind blackened. You know what makes sense?
Okay.
Russia and Ukraine at war. So I thought about China before it was made.
That's
you know,
what.
and
Anyway,
when Mr. Lord Father, and don't wear no mask and do. Darling, when they say mask up, you better mask up. How they gonna level this one on the wall and Mr. Lord Jesus?
Fail again.
Conspiracy theorists, let them come.
All right.
Anyway, welcome Petra. Oh, I know the name Petra, man. Petra, welcome.
I
By
tell
the way,
you, you know,
where for
I tell
Petra?
you.
where founder actually met her when I went over to the workshop, the collective judging workshop. She was part and parcel of all that. But she used to see me performing at the hotel, but never introduced herself. So I met her officially when I was over there a few months ago.
All right.
And James have some questions
good people.
on that.
Good people. I get a good husband.
Okay.
You see, the dead
right.
knows I can say anything.
All right. So quick
All right, then God bless.
quick word downtown, and we'll be back. And James have some questions for you before you run away, before the media newscast. So we take it downtown once again to give Caesar's due, and we'll be right back.
On the telephone, she reached me at home. Enough respect to you, the king.
Are you ready for the summer? Need a plan like no other. Stay connected when you're on the go.
Sign up for internet and get 1 month free, plus a chance to pay $0 for the rest of the year. Plus, get a chance to win free data, gas vouchers, $500 cash weekly, grocery vouchers, Fed tickets, and more.
Switch over to Flow.
When the star them there, we a top man, we take charge. Magnum we drink and we a shell down hard. Blast like a star with some a gal apart. Overdo it, we take it too far. Take charge, take charge.
We a hot gal, we set the trend. Magnum we drink for the top man them. Wine with the style, no stop from spend. Hot blend, back bend, and take charge, take charge.
Magnum tonic wine, for the real star them. Take charge, take charge. Must be 18 or older, drink responsibly.
If you need protection, you need one who you can trust to secure your investment. You need one who'll do you just. TDC Insurance, you're the one that you can trust. TDC Insurance, you're always safe with us. TDC Insurance is your go-to insurance company for all your insurance needs. We take pride in offering you the best solutions and ensuring our customers are fully satisfied. TDC Insurance, we take good care of you, guaranteeing you peace of mind. You're always safe with us.
Cause I found myself a happy place. Only good lights around me with my friends and family. So whoever sent you, tell them you just see me. You can't keep me down. You can't break my joy. And they tell them not you, na 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 na. Not you, na 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 na. Not you, na 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 na. Cause I'm gonna have a good day today, today, today. Tell them bad mind people stay away, away. And I tell them not you, na na.
How do you feel with that part?
Focus on life. Yeah.
There seems to be a vibes going on between Jamster and Petrie about the songs, the hit songs out of Antigua's Carnival, and you had some questions earlier.
I need to bring him up next year.
You want to bring him up?
I'm bringing him up, right? Carnival next year. We're game.
You have an invitation of Jamster to go to Carnival in Antigua next year. So he has some questions as to what's happening on the Guam culturally in terms of your calypso development, etc., etc. If you could just stop dancing, if you stop the song, we can get it to answer, because if it's playing, she's not gone.
The bad-minded people. You just let me sing it. Yes, darling.
So before you went away, you have a few minutes. We want to get a feedback from you. What's happening
Thank you for
on
having me.
culturally in terms of your development, your calypso, the various aspects of the art? What's going on in Antigua?
I don't understand him. He's so unfair. Like he asks you, what's going on in St. Kitts, and you ask him how much time you have. So you need to be
because you don't want to have to run away. So put it in the capsule. Let's go.
I know. Well, I can give you 5 minutes after, but no. You see, listen. It's my last day in St. Kitts, and I'm here now on air. So I have to go look for some people that now finding me, and I have to go look some more Kittitian food, and then I get sent out to buy something. You have to go.
What do you consider Kittitian food? I would like answer that.
Anything that the Kittitians tell me to eat.
She has some bullfoot tarts.
How is that different from Antigua? No, it's interesting.
The goat water, you guys put in more food. Like us is goat, there's the meat and the water. I got carrots and potato and breadfruit. And
so you all don't do it like that?
Spoil the goat water. No, sir. That is not goat water. That is goat soup. That is soup.
So you prefer ours?
I like the Monstratan goat water. I like the Kittitian goat water, and I love the Antiguan goat water. I don't like the Jamaican one. I ain't stupid. I have to go outside on the road. And I am not a fan of bullfoot at home. I went to visit. Socrates took me to his niece. Is your niece, right?
Jennifer down the Baywood there?
Yeah, to have bullfoot. Lola is on the air. Lola and I, we don't really like bullfoot. And so we had a small piece, and then they gave us a bowl, and we had an argument when we were done, because the bowl done and nobody knew what happened to the bowl. And there was nobody near the bowl. We ate off everything, and we were arguing because the bowl finished. And yeah, so that.
And went back again?
Yeah, and we went back the next day. It was really, really good like that. And what was it? Something else that I had? I don't remember. Listen, I ate everything. And I went down to Arthur's. That was interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was an interesting one. I tried to go.
I went only in October for the first time.
Right. I tried to go another one on the strip yesterday, but they were full. Babsies.
Babs in the strip.
Patsy's, probably.
They were full.
Boozies.
That's it.
Boozies.
Yes.
Okay.
They were. I wasn't happy. So you see, things I have to come back to. It's all right. Just give me a list, a checklist. Okay, I have to come back to do that.
I am happy to hear that you've enjoyed the Kittitian Invasion Hospitality.
But I want to ask you though.
Yes.
Did you go to any of his workshops?
Of which workshops?
The Calypso workshops he did.
I went to every day.
Oh, good. So tell us about it. What do you?
What the workshop?
Yeah. What do you think?
I think. Well, I've been.
Because listen, I'm chuffed that Antiguans think of him, hold him in the kind of esteem that honestly I don't think he's held here.
It's a wait.
That's
hold
why
on,
I was
hold on.
playing
It's
that
a
song.
Caribbean thing. You know, we
King-
bad mind.
King
we
has
we
no honor,
internally
you know?
bad minded.
So I was really excited when he told me. I said, really?
So he came up to do the workshop, and there were three things that were particularly outstanding about the workshop that he did. Close your ears, close your ears. So the first one was when he came the first day, he was very disappointed there weren't Calypsonians in the room. And normally it's a challenge in Antigua to get Calypsonians to attend workshops. He went to the tent the next time, he sang, he performed. Clearly he was one of them. And next day they showed up. So that, because we don't normally get the Calypsonians in the room.
Interesting.
So that was one good thing. The other thing too, when he started the workshop and he had his work plan set up and so on, and based on how the conversation was going in the workshop, he was able to just smoothly transition, bring more of the local music which people wanted into the dialogue and strip it down. He allowed the participants, now for the record, I am not a judge, I am a spectator, but because I want to have a greater appreciation for the art form, I always attend the workshops and so on. But I watched him, and there were a lot of professional musicians in the room. They could not believe that he was not professionally trained. Even as recent as yesterday, he was having a conversation with another professional musician from Antigua, and his grasp of his knowledge of the whole musical components and the musicology and the marriage of music and lyrics and all of that. They went in detail. It was very, very, very pleasing to watch. Yes, it was. And another element where, because I think generally we don't have a strong appreciation for witty double entendre calypsos and how they can actually take their place at the top levels in competitions and so on. And he was able to break down that and show an appreciation and get some of the judges who normally would be close to those things. You could see them like, it's an aha moment. Yeah. So I think those were excellent elements that he brought to the workshop for the time that he was there. As far as I know, they're planning to bring him back.
Okay.
I say they because it's not me.
What I found, we have news coming up in about a minute.
Okay.
Well, what I found interesting that you said is that you have trouble getting the Calypsonians to show up. It's the same problem.
Mm-hmm.
Can't get the
But I think
Calypsonians to
using
come
one
to
of
the-
their own.
But what I thought
made a
was interesting
difference.
too, and I thought was funny, was when she said, you sang in the tent and they all showed up the next day.
Yeah, because the appeal was this was really about them, not the judges. They needed to be on the same page in terms of the criteria, the expectations. And so we had a good turnout and a good judging exercise.
One
where-
second, I have to say this. I'm gonna, cause you know what? I'll give you a few minutes after, cause I want to push this. But one of the things he also got to happen, which also doesn't happen in a positive way in Antigua, he got the judges and the Calypsonians speaking to each other. Normally they're cussing. They're in the same room and they're cussing. And he got them to have a conversation, which was very commendable.
Do have to now break for the Win FM's midday newscast. And just as a matter of record, I did not pay her to say
And
that.
that's his modesty kicking in. You know, so.
We will be right back after the Win FM's midday newscast. See you guys on the other side.
WINN is 98.9. 98.9 is Win FM.
We now bring you the headline news. The headline news is brought to you by Caribbean Alliance, KDP Enterprises, The Grange, and Carib Brewery.
Did you know that the Grange Healthcare Facility is the first purpose-built, non-governmental healthcare organization on St. Kitts? It's situated at Otley's, 7 miles east of Basseterre in beautifully landscaped surroundings. The Grange has a team of highly trained professionals and provides care that's rated as being comparable with UK and North American standards. The Grange offers varied accommodations to suit your individual needs, and our all-inclusive packages make the cost of care per hour the most competitive on the island. Services include convalescent care for all ages, daycare facilities for older adults, rehabilitation services, and training and continuing education for healthcare providers. For more information, call 466-5525 or 465-8020. Fax 466-8221 or email thegrangehealth@gmail.com or visit our website at www.grangehealthcarefacility.com.
Shipping your cargo shouldn't be a hassle. It can be as easy as a single call to Amerijet International, your worldwide cargo transportation solution. We provide all the services you need to ship your goods anywhere in the world, whether your shipment is fresh, frozen, large or small, alive or hazardous. You can count on Amerijet to deliver it safe and sound. Amerijet International, by land, sea or air, we get it there. For more information, visit us online at www.amerijet.com or call us at KDP Enterprises at 466-9595.
Maybe it's the way the brilliant gold liquid reflects our sunshine, or how the bright blue of its label mirrors the clear Caribbean skies overhead. Maybe it's the fresh, crisp taste of this beastly cold beer on a scorching hot day. Maybe it's even the way it brings us all together. But one thing is for sure, Carib is very much a part of who we are wherever we're from in the Caribbean. Carib. It's the way we play. Drink responsibly.
When it comes to the important things in life, your health, your education, your choice of a life partner, and of course your insurance provider, only the best will do. Caribbean Alliance Insurance is the only insurance company in the Eastern Caribbean with an A excellent rating. We have a robust 3-tier reinsurance strategy that protects our policyholders from multiple catastrophes, even if they occur in quick succession. We spread our risks over 18 territories, ensuring minimal impact to individual territories when a disaster strikes. We provide an excellent claims experience. Claim settlement is usually between 24 to 48 hours. Our A excellent rating means that you are more secure with us. Contact us for motor, property, marine, public liability, employer's liability, and other policies. Delisle Walwyn, people you can trust. Local agent for Caribbean Alliance Insurance. Tomorrow secured.
With the Win FM headline news, I am Yulana Weeks. Locally, parents and students in St. Kitts and Nevis to observe a new hair policy in the 2023-2024 academic year. Government of St. Kitts and Nevis doubles subsidized child care support, easing financial burden on parents. The details and more straight ahead. Hair policy for St. Kitts and Nevis will take effect at the start of the academic year, September 4, 2023. Students are expected to maintain neat, clean hair at all times. Traditional haircuts, natural locks, afros and cornrows are permitted for male and female students, but the hairstyles should not obstruct the view of other students. Female students are permitted to wear hair extensions. However, unnatural hair color, wigs, and weaves are not allowed. Extensions should not fall below the shoulders and should match one's natural hair color. Buns should not be wider than 10 centimeters or 4 inches. If a female student is suffering from a proven medical issue such as alopecia, scalp infections, lupus, and cancer, she will be allowed to wear a wig. Additionally, female students in grade 3 and other higher levels are allowed to wear beads, but they should be securely positioned to prevent contact with the eyes. All hair accessories should match the uniform. On the other hand, male students are encouraged to properly groom their facial hair, be it sideburns and beards. He is not allowed to have eyebrow markings or lines, eyelash extensions, or hair extensions. Males are not allowed to wear beads. Students will be presented with specialized safety guidelines to follow when utilizing rooms such as the science labs, industrial shops, home economic centers, etc. Students in nurseries and preschool are not allowed to wear hair extensions, and students in preschool up to grade 2 will not be allowed to wear beads. The Ministry of Education says, quote, the goal of the new hair guidelines for students is to create an inclusive and respectful environment that promotes diversity and self-expression in line with school standards. The guidelines emphasize comfort, cleanliness, and neatness. They safeguard against discrimination while maintaining safety and a professional appearance. They aim to reduce feelings of insecurity and support students' mental health and well-being. In a significant move towards enhancing accessibility to quality education and alleviating the financial strain on parents, the government of St. Kitts and Nevis has announced a momentous policy change. Effective from the commencement of the upcoming school term in September 2023, the subsidized amount provided per child attending public and private nurseries, daycares, and preschools will witness a 100% increase. This landmark decision was officially unveiled by the Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, the Honorable Dr. Terence Drew, during a recent interview on the popular radio program Issues, aired by Freedom FM. Emphasizing the importance of education from early childhood to higher learning, Prime Minister Drew expressed the government's commitment to ensuring equitable opportunities for every child. This groundbreaking initiative underscores the government's steadfast dedication to nurturing the potential of every child in St. Kitts and Nevis. By doubling the financial support for childcare and early education, the government aims to ease the financial burden on families and empower parents to make the best choices for their children's educational journey. The enhanced subsidy program is set to be a transformative step in the socio-economic landscape of the nation. The government of St. Kitts and Nevis reaffirms its commitment to building a future where every child can access quality education, setting the stage for a prosperous and inclusive society. Regionally,
the proposed new teaching hospital that the Deacon Mitchell-led administration announced in the 2023 budget will not be built on state lands but on private lands that government has acquired. Government has now settled on 89 acres of land for the construction of a climate-smart teaching hospital in Calavini, St. George. This reflects government's attempts to fulfill its mandate of making the health and well-being of citizens a priority.
Government has negotiated and come to terms with Grenada Real Estate Corporation, which hitherto would have been known for the purposes of land as Grenada Distillers Limited. And the government has, and Cabinet has approved, the purchase of 89 acres of land from Grenada Real Estate Corporation, located at Calavini, St. George, which will become the site of this new teaching hospital.
In June this year, a team of government officials visited the Calavini estate to get an appreciation of the location as a suitable site for the construction of the hospital. The Prime Minister said he is satisfied with the landscape, noting then that government's intent is to transform Grenada into the health capital of the Eastern Caribbean, which means the highest quality in healthcare facilities and services with access for all.
The purchase price for the land is $35 million. We have agreed to pay half of this in cash up front. The company has agreed to take the remaining half via bonds, which will be paid over a 7-year period. So it is not a case where, Mr. Speaker, it is all cash up front. We expect that all of the necessary legalese that comes with this will be concluded shortly so that we can get on, Mr. Speaker, with the nation's business of the construction of this hospital.
Christina John, GBN News.
Labor officials are promoting Bahamians first on the workforce, as they say 40% of work permits issued to foreigners can be filled by Bahamians. Laurentia Smith has more in this report.
2022-2023 period, we issued a little over 12,000 labor certificates.
That's Labor Director Robert Farquharson providing data on the number of labor certificates that has been issued within the last year. He says the reality is that number doesn't have to be that high, and he explains why.
20% of those were jobs that we believe Bahamians can fill. Many of the jobs that become available, most Bahamians are not interested.
The labor director noted that Bahamians don't even bother to apply for jobs in the domestic field or farm labor, adding that majority of the applicants applying for those jobs come from Jamaica or Haiti.
Shock at the amount of welders we have to approve every year. I'm talking about welders are being paid $30 an hour, but we have to apply, and persons apply, and we have to approve them because the employers are seeking these people to work. AC technicians,
Farquharson encouraged Bahamians to register with the Department of Labor to see available job opportunities. So what jobs are in high demand?
Examples, we have entertainers, doctors, architects, accountants, attorneys, hotel managers, project managers, because I know we have qualified available Bahamians to fill that position.
Meanwhile, the labor director adds that in the new era of the labor force, having a traditional college degree isn't a requirement for many jobs.
You don't need to have a degree in welding, you have to be certified as a welder. You need to have a degree in AC technicians or plumbing or carpentry. You need to be certified. And once you become certified, either locally or internationally, jobs are available.
Laurencia Smith, Eyewitness News.
Internationally,
be no let-up in the pressure Niger's junta is putting on French diplomats and troops to leave the country. Coup supporters turned up at the French embassy and army base in the capital in their thousands. Some draped in the national colors, others sporting flags of countries they consider friendly. Standing between them and a military base where hundreds of French troops are believed to be staying are dozens of Niger soldiers and police.
Niger doesn't belong to France. We told the French to leave. They said no. What's their plan? As citizens, we don't want the French here. They can do whatever they want in France, but not here.
This military base is attached to the international airport here in Niamey. And if the French ambassador and troops don't leave, a sit-in will be held here in the coming days and weeks. An estimated 1,500 French soldiers are believed to be here, and the coup supporters want them gone.
Anti-French sentiments are on the rise here since the junta ordered the French ambassador to leave. The foreign ministry in Paris says Niger's military leadership has no authority to expel their diplomat. Protest organizers say their country has been taken for granted for too long, and it's time for that to stop.
We like a very good partnership in which that we are winning and they are winning. That's the win-win strategy. That's we like.
A September 2 deadline for French troops to leave is less than a week from now. Protest organizers say the pressure will continue until the last French personnel leave. They hope their demand to cut supplies will hasten the departure of the country's former colonial power. Ahmed Idris, Al Jazeera, Niamey.
Let's move on to a developing story in Britain, which is having a potential knock-on effect for airline passengers right around the world. Flights to and from the United Kingdom are being disrupted because of technical problems with air traffic control, and that is restricting the flow of aircraft. Engineers are searching for a solution. Let's cross to Neve Barker, who's standing by for us at London City Airport. So, Neve, just tell us the latest. What's happening?
Well, the latest is the National Air Traffic Service, which is based down in Hampshire, southwest of London, are continuing to say that they're having major technical issues with the entire system that's responsible for monitoring and safeguarding the arrival and departure of aircrafts to and from the United Kingdom, as well as domestic flights as well. As you say, they've got technical teams on the ground trying to work out exactly what's happened and the hope of restoring all of this very, very quickly indeed. But most importantly, they don't know how it happened and they don't know how long it's going to take to repair. If it takes minutes or possibly even hours, even longer than that, the likelihood is that it will have a massive knock-on effect on the smooth flow of air traffic to and from the country, but also much further afield, given the tight margins that operate at major airports like Heathrow, for instance, where aircraft arrive and land something like every 90 seconds. So the air traffic service is basically having to slow everything down, reduce the number of aircraft coming into the country, basically going from a digital system to an analog system. And that, of course, could have massive implications for travel, not only here in the UK, but internationally as well, given how important UK airports are in the whole global transport infrastructure.
Yeah, a huge amount of traffic coming into and through the UK, which makes you wonder about safety. Is there an issue there?
Yeah, of course. I mean, safety is a big concern. We gather from NATS, the National Aviation Transport Service, that safety isn't a big concern. There are other means and ways of, for instance, spacing aircraft in the air. The main issue, though, is how this will all affect the pacing and the speed of aircraft arriving in and travelling out of the country. Here at City Airport, it's been very, very quiet since we've been here. I haven't seen a single plane take off and land. I've just had a quick look at the departure board, which makes for grim reading, particularly if you're hoping to fly out of the country later on today. A flight to Amsterdam, for instance, is meant to leave in about an hour and a half's time. Expect an 11-hour delay for them. Similar story for even a flight to Edinburgh. So a flight within the United Kingdom meant to leave at 10 to 4 UK time. Again, we're looking at a 12-hour delay for people just going up the road. So I can imagine all sorts of plans are going to be made to find alternative means of transport by road or by train. And I can imagine that an awful lot of people are already starting to table emails to their bosses. This is, of course, a bank holiday weekend. People are hoping to return to work on Tuesday. A lot of people are undoubtedly going to be concerned whether that might even be possible.
Yeah, grab those bus timetables quickly. All right, Neve, appreciate that. Thanks very much indeed.
That was the WINNFM Headline News. The Headline News was brought to you by Caribbean Alliance, KDP Enterprises, The Grange, and Carib Brewery.
When it comes to the important things in life, your health, your education, your choice of a life partner, and of course your insurance provider, only the best will do. Caribbean Alliance Insurance is the only insurance company in the Eastern Caribbean with an A excellent rating. We have a robust 3-tier reinsurance strategy that protects our policyholders from multiple catastrophes, even if they occur in quick succession. We spread our risks over 18 territories, ensuring minimal impact to individual territories when a disaster strikes. We provide an excellent claims experience. Claim settlement is usually between 24 to 48 hours. Our A excellent rating means that you are more secure with us. Contact us for motor, property, marine, public liability, employer's liability, and other policies. Delisle Walwyn, people you can trust. Local agent for Caribbean Alliance Insurance. Tomorrow secured.
With over a century of perfection behind the Mackeson name, a smooth blend with perfect balance and richness. It's no wonder Mackeson Triple Stout has a legacy of perfection. Enjoy the world over. Introducing our new look with the same great taste. Mackeson. All hail the king.
Please drink responsibly.
Shipping your cargo shouldn't be a hassle. It can be as easy as a single call to Amerijet International, your worldwide cargo transportation solution. We provide all the services you need to ship your goods anywhere in the world, whether your shipment is fresh, frozen, large or small, alive or hazardous. You can count on Amerijet to deliver it safe and sound. Amerijet International, by land, sea or air, we get it there. For more information, visit us online at www.amerijet.com or call us at KDP Enterprises at 466-9595.
Did you know that the Grange Healthcare Facility is the first purpose-built, non-governmental healthcare organization on St. Kitts? It's situated at Otley's, 7 miles east of Basseterre in beautifully landscaped surroundings. The Grange has a team of highly trained professionals and provides care that's rated as being comparable with UK and North American standards. The Grange offers varied accommodations to suit your individual needs, and our all-inclusive packages make the cost of care per hour the most competitive active on the island. Services include convalescent care for all ages, daycare facilities for older adults, rehabilitation services, and training and continuing education for healthcare providers. For more information, call 466-5525 or 465-8020. Fax 466-8221 or email thegrangehealth@gmail.com or visit our website at www.grangehealthcarefacility.com.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
It's time now for the Win FM Weather Report, and it's brought to you by Flow.
Hurricane season can be unpredictable, but your business doesn't have to be. In the face of adversity, you need a partner that goes above and beyond. Choose the path of resilience and certainty with C&W Business. Through disaster recovery as a strategy solution, C&W Business will safeguard your critical data, maintain seamless communication channels, and help you bounce back faster than ever before. Visit our website, cwcbusiness.com/myopenbusiness to learn more. Remember, a safe business is an open business.
And here is your local weather forecast. Temperature high today 93 degrees Fahrenheit or 34 degrees Celsius. The low 73 degrees Fahrenheit or 23 degrees Celsius. The weather today, partly sunny skies in general with a 20% or slight chance of a brief shower. The weather tonight, fair to partly cloudy skies initially with brief cloudy spells and a 50%, we hope, chance of a moderate chance of brief showers, mainly after midnight. We can only hope. The winds are southeast at 9 to 16 miles per hour with lighter spells overnight. Seas not exceeding 1.2 meters or 4 feet. Sunset today 6:28 p.m. and sunrise tomorrow will be at 5:57 a.m. That was your Win FM weather report.
Hurricane season can be unpredictable, but your business doesn't have to be. In the face of adversity, you need a partner that goes above and beyond. Choose the path of resilience and certainty with C&W Business. Through disaster recovery as a strategy solution, C&W Business will safeguard your critical data, maintain seamless communication channels, and help you bounce back faster than ever before. Visit our website, cwcbusiness.com/myopenbusiness to learn more. Remember, a safe business is an open business.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
Taking in the vibes of some music from LA. We used to call it Little Antigua. We into the second half of Voices. Welcome back to our viewers and listeners. The vibes is good. We still have Peter with us. She hasn't yet, I won't say absconded. Right? But before we get into that, we're going to, of course, give acknowledgement to our sponsors, and we will be right back.
This is your boy, Super Handy Andy, with your Super Handy Andy deals at Hustle's Billing Center for the month of August. Vanity combo was $1,276. It's now only $10,2065. 9-inch kitchen sink with soap dispenser was $1488.95. Get it now for $1265.60. 4 pounds of Ramic green nuggets was $69.75, only $59.28. 6-inch steel toe work boot was $246.16, is now $209.23. Super handy Andy deals at Hustle's Billing Center for the month of August, making home improvement easy.
At 27 minutes past the midday hour, we are on the 28th day of August. Few short days we're into September. We'll be thinking about the big celebrations of 40th Independence Anniversary celebration. 19th September 1983, that was the date, and we have a call on the line as we speak. Caller, good morning. Good afternoon. You're live on Voices.
Hi, the King. Good afternoon.
With respect, good afternoon. How are you?
I'm good. Giving thanks for life and yourself.
Count the blessings first. All is well.
All right. I tuned in this morning here you playing a song about what not you, Bergie could have substantiated from what we could have.
Oh, can't substantiate that? Yes, that was a song from yesterday.
Yes. And what came to my mind, I was about to ask you, as a Calypsonian, a person of the art form in renditions of songs, what have inspired you? Who have inspired you?
Inspiration.
Have you listened to the likes like Kitchener and Sparrow and the like?
Melody back in the day was Sparrow and Melody. At the time, I think Kitchener had gone to the UK. So the more popular songs, I don't know, around 3:30 in the afternoons, there was a regular program that played those songs. So on my way from school, I would hear them. So it was Sparrow and Melody. But then being a natural musician, I gravitated to anything musical. But the messages in those songs is what really inspired me, especially later on when Black Stallion started to teach us about our history, our background, and our consciousness as Black people. That really caught me.
Yeah. Good. So there is, you said being a natural, so there is some innateness about it, something in you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And those that you heard motivated you.
I was born
Likewise,
with the spirit of the griots.
Yes. I will say that to my also. But it came as a result of, because the audio form wasn't as so prevalent as today, and the visual, we watch a lot of YouTubes and, videos and so.
It was more prevalent. I beg to differ in terms of the art form. It was more prevalent because our people had less distractions. That was how we were entertained and educated by the Calypsonians, because we were some years out of emancipation, and we still respected the dynamic role that Calypso played in our development. It educated, it informed us. It was our language of protest.
Entertainment is a broad word. So some people
Entertainment.
Yes, it is broad because it comes with a message, and to a less extent, a lot of us did not really concentrate on the message till after. But I say that to say all this, the King, is that I got my inspiration by reading books like from Yosef Ben Jackanan, John Henry Clark, and Chef Anthony Diop. And then the visual came on, the audios, when other persons started to get access to their writings, and then they presented it into audio form and video. And that's how I got my inspiration.
Okay.
But you said something earlier, which I would not use that word. You have said it, but it's all good. I would prefer to use the word dialogue as opposed to debate. because nothing comes out of debate. Debate is just like, at the end of the debate, person's ego just gets bruised, and debate are an early stage where, we say neophytes. Debates are for neophytes, in the stage when you are a neophyte. A neophyte is a kindergarten person, When you're into kindergarten, as you elevate and you go up, you realize that a dialogue will be something much better because nothing comes out of debates. It just bruising your egos and you can spend your time in other things.
That depends on who's playing in the sandpit.
Yes.
That depends on who's playing in the sandpit.
Mrs. Henry has been alluding for a conversation, a broader conversation, on which I agree. So let me attempt to. And it's going to start with the Arab. I like to say the Arab as opposed to the Muslim, because saying the Muslim, you give a religious connotation, and I'm not intend to step on anybody's toes. I respect all religions, be it the Christians, the Muslims, and the Buddhists, and the Hindus, and the Jews. When I say the Jews, okay, Judaism rather.
Okay.
That's the faith base. But yes, tip a tip. He was this Arab guy who based on East Africa, especially Zanzibar. You go to Frigate Bay on this trip and you have this Indian Zanzi.
Yes. We were there some nights ago.
Yes. The Zanzi concept came from Zanzibar, which is an island in the country of Tanzania. And that is a lot of, and Mombasa, where Carla went for that conference the other day.
Mm-hmm.
All of those coasts there is where a lot of the trade took place. And it had these monsoon winds, depending on the monsoon winds. If it's going towards the Indian Ocean, yes, the traders will go that way. And then they wait till the 6 months. So you do trade, you go for 6 months, and you come back. So, Mrs. Henry, yes, I agree. This discussion, this dialogue should go beyond, not debate. This dialogue, this discussion should go beyond just this transatlantic slave trade, and we deal with the trans-Saharan slave trade. And Carla did say something that even in Kenya today, they have some people who they would have considered to be slaves because they was already kidnapped, but they was not shipped off in ships. They came from the interior of the continent and they ended up in Kenya today. So they have their own little community there.
Okay.
So, Mrs. Henry, let's go, Mrs. Henry. But who told the Europeans about us? Yes, the Arabs. Who told the Arabs about us? The Jews. Yes, and it all started there in the interpretation of the three sons of Noah. And Noah's son Ham, and the curse. And so you are cursed, so anything you had of value must be taken away. So we were reduced to this carriers of water and hewers of wood. In the Talmud, the Jewish Talmud, even Hitler accused the Jews of bringing the black people into Rhineland. At the time, Germany was not as unified as it's called Germany. So you had these different provinces or kingdoms, and the kingdom of Rhineland is where the Jews were. But Hitler accused them of bringing the Jew and the black people into that space where they call Rhineland. So it is broad, Mrs. Henry, and you go way back to the Talmud. It's just in the 19th century they decided to take all those commentaries, or the footnotes out of the Bible, where the Talmud, the Jewish rabbis said that, yes, the Africans are a mark for carriers of water and hewers of wood only. And that went down, it came down to today, that even the African space, the very soil that we are on, anything that is found on that soil or beneath the soil is not yours. It belongs to Shem and Japheth, the Ashkenazis and all of those others. So this is a broad conversation, and we're not treading on religiosity. We're not treading on the Muslims, the Islamists. We're talking about the Arabs.
So you're all for continued dialogue?
Yes,
okay.
We're talking about the Arabs. And when you say the Muslims, She spoke about Pakistan. They are Muslims, but they are not Arabs. Iran, Turkey, they are Muslims, but they are not Arabs. So we have to be careful as to not lumping everybody into this basket and saying, yes, you're Muslims, you did that. You know? They practice Islam.
I think what she was trying to say that whereas... Sorry, I think what she was trying to say is that whereas the focus seems to be mainly on the Europeans, you should not discount the impact of what the Arabs did. That should be part of, let's say, the dialogue, not just focusing only. So she wasn't saying, well, the Arabs this
but
and...
some of us, our circumference is not as broad as, and we can only speak for what we know. Well, I can speak for what I know. I know, and it is broader. So let's have this dialogue, not debate. Because at the end of the debate, you're only boozing egos, and you're not getting anywhere with any debate.
Okay.
When I say something on the radio of the king, I don't have to rebut nothing, because what I say is already gone out here, and it meant well.
Okay.
I love it to marinate, I love it to sink in, and it only reached the ears of those who are supposed to hear it. Not all those who have ears to hear will hear. I don't have to prove nothing to nobody. Those are for the debaters. They call them neophytes.
Okay,
kindergarteners.
Okay, sir.
Schools soon open. So yes, Mrs. Henry, what was the Arabs? The Arabs were told. The Arabs told the Europeans. What the Jews told the Arabs. About these people could be exploited. You ever heard of the word Prester John? They was looking for Prester John. And then they was looking for Mansa Musa. Who is this rich man with all of this wealth? Who is this guy, Prester John? The Ethiopian, Johannes. John means Johannes in Ethiopia. Johannes means John. Johannes, Amharic, John, English. Okay?
Okay.
So we can have a dialogue on these things, Mrs. Henry. But
well,
yes,
it is
it
ongoing.
was because of the Talmudic written as to the interpretation of Ham, Shem, and Japheth, that mythos. I don't believe in no Ham, no Shem, and no Japheth. I am an African. Those were stories that was redacted to tell some mythos story. Thanks for listening, the King.
Much appreciated, sir. Thanks for your contribution. And, of course, the dialogue continues. And I know Ms. Henry, of course, is a worthy contributor to the development of the story. Not story, but that dialogue. What am I saying? We have another caller that we have to address. Caller, you're live on Voices.
The King.
Yes, sir.
Yes, good afternoon. Now, for Miss Henry, she's an elder, and I have great respect for her. Now, I stated that I am on a journey. And for anyone to act as if information or knowledge for an individual to monopolize, that is ignorant. It is ignorant for anyone to think that they can monopolize information or knowledge. I've stated that I learn, unlearn, and relearn. And that's the path that I am on. Mrs. Henry, you know about the Arabs. Talk about the Arabs. Now, here we are. Are we choosing to speak on what we know? Some may say yes. Like, I can only speak from what I know. Now, just recently, I've learned through my research that the Wagner Group in Niger, there are illicit characters. I didn't know that. Now, Putin is being accused of taking down the plane, right?
Mm-hmm.
All of these things are leaking out. Mrs. Henry is an elder, and she knew that when the colonizers sent those people down here on the plantation, as she stated, that they send some of those illicit characters to be our masters in our space here in the 6th region. You see, the thing is, right, the King, I am trying to link scripture with reality, events in the past, and I can only speak from what I know of colonialism and slavery. I am saying to Mrs. Henry, you know about the Arab, talk about the Arab. Don't challenge me on Arab, because now that you mention it, I am aware of what the Arabs have done and what they are doing. This is my thing, the king. Remember, we were in our space. We were interrupted and disrupted by whether Jews, Arabs, Muslims, whoever. They came into our space because what my message is, we did rule the planet because our footprints are on the four corners of the planet. We ruled with love, harmony, and unity. Now, what they put in the book and say, oh, we disobeyed, well, that is up for each interpretation. We can, because our reality is at play. Now, here we have ECOWAS going up against Niger. Well, who is behind ECOWAS? France and America. I have stated last week that we are being played because we have a common enemy. We, Africans globally, have a common enemy. Make no mistake about it. We are disrespected everywhere. And what I am saying, the misery that they have imposed upon us, we swallowed it wholesale. Everything is in reverse because we should not be the drawer of wood, carrier of water. We shouldn't be at the tail. We shouldn't be at the feet of the IMF and the World Bank, because our inheritance is what made them what they are today. King, are you getting what I'm saying here?
I'm with you, but
when
sometimes I choose not to
we
interrupt.
ourselves because we say we are small in the sixth region, by not wanting to connect to our continent, our birthright that is being exploited by these creatures, we feel like we have no resources. Well, the resources that is there are for you, your unborn, me and my unborn. The story when the prodigal son came to his senses and he arrived and he went. No, he left on his own. We were taken. We were taken, the king, and it was by design. No. There are some who would say that our kings then sold us to the common enemy. So, what the prodigal son did, he got up and he went back. And he says his father was always looking. The inheritance on the continent is for us to reconnect with, and that is why I say when they shut down the planet, they knew what they were doing.
Got your point.
We swallowed everything wholesale, the king. This thing is deep, you know. It is deep. And I'm going to finish by just a minute, the king. When we are looking for our name to be written in a book, as the book teaches us, I am saying there's no book because the creator of the universe don't need a book to remind him. Well, again, I'm not going to say him. The creator, the divine creator does not need a book to keep names. The universe hears everything. The universe records everything. That is divine.
Okay.
The universe is alive.
Okay.
The earth has our DNA in it. And the universe, cosmology and ecology, the king. So, Mrs. Henry, keep your name in the book, but know that the universe is recorded every word that uttered our mouth.
Okay,
and
sir.
I am calling on the divine universe to intervene in all this wickedness that is going on with our common enemy. We are being played. Sadly, the leader of ECOWAS, Tinubu, the president of Niger, you cannot kick against the prick because the four that have united in those military leaders, that might be our liberation, the king, and we have to lend support to it because it was a bloodless coup. And as for Bazoum, well, we're going to deal with Bazoum. Thank you for hearing me.
Thank you for your contribution once again. Okay. Hold, is the call right there? Okay, hold it for a while. We wanted to deal with something. Let me take this call for a second and we'll get back to you. I'm on the radio at the moment. I have to call it back. We have somewhat breaking news out of Trinidad. I think, Peter, you were sending to me this morning about the passing of Dennis Plummer. Have you anything on that, Jamster? Oh, you send it? Okay. Legendary Calypsonian female. One of the Trinidad, when I actually first saw her years ago, let me have a moment here. I was thinking, what do white people, women ever sing calypso? You know? But I met her, had great dialogue with her, and I wanted to bring her here to sing, to perform. Her sister Arlene was a manager. I spoken then to pose her and some other calypsonians, because I've done that over the years, brought calypsonians here to perform in St. Kitts. And the prize that those guys was giving me, Arlene said to me, don't take them on. Don't take them on. After Carnival, all of them broke. They're trying to con you. And so we agreed on a price to bring Denise Plummer here. I think that was before she sang Woman is Boss, but it was back in the day, at least 20 years ago, if not more. Yeah. And we agreed on a price, but the thing was the scheduling. She had to go to Toronto. Now, the information is that she passed due to cancer.
Cancer for a while.
Right? I know there are people who don't smoke, and they're affected by lung cancer, etc. And so my initial reaction was, because she was a heavy chain smoker, I had to check myself. It doesn't mean because you were, but that's the belief that people smoke automatically. And the folks who smoked all their lives and never afflicted by that. That being said, it's one of the icons of calypso music in the region. And I think I was speaking to a caller earlier about calypso. It was the previous second to last call, Africa, about the inspiration of calypso. But calypso, and in my humble opinion, there were three main elements that united the Caribbean: calypso and cricket, pan to a very large extent. But if you recall back in the day when the cricketers, the Garfield Sobers, them and the West Indies were just beating everybody, it was the calypso that informed. You had Sparrow, who's the greatest cricketer on Earth and Mars. Anyone can tell you the great Sir Garfield Sobers. Every West Indian, it doesn't matter where he was on the planet, that song resonated. When Shorter sang about Viv Richards, those songs, and Richie. So calypso and cricket gave the region an identity. We identified as one. When our boys would win, beat Australia and England, we thought, we win. Later on, when they would lose, they say, they lose. But even though I don't have anything on records from Denise Plummer, she sang about women is boss. She
and not
said,
leaving.
Huh?
Not leaving.
And not leaving. Nostalgic. Let's hear it. Yep. I saw perform that at one of the tents. I was saying I saw perform that one of the tents because I used to be back there, but let's play it because it's patriotic. It speaks about the influence on the region, how it's helpful to see the outer world, and those who want to migrate and realize how it is out there. She said, "Hey, I ain't leaving. The region has so much to offer in terms of our people development. So the migration
and she
resulted in brain drain." Sorry?
She remixed this too, when she became a Christian. So she has an updated version where she now speaks about that as well.
I saw the video.
Right. But the point that you're making about where she emphasized that she is from the Caribbean, from Trinidad in particular, and regardless of what opportunities anybody speak, cover, address, is here she born, is she not leaving, she's not going away for anything, is there she got it. And I yeah, I
Stalling is also known for that messaging. And it's important because the Calypsonians were not only the person who were echoing, they also brought messages about Caribbean unity, how our people were, developing. And I love the work of Black Stallion so much, but the focus is now on Denise Plummer and her contribution, the messages she brought to people, women especially, how she was viewed and how she would be missed. Because when she transitioned to be a Christian, she was still respected. And she sang the message about salvation, about a different way of life. I think Kurt Allen is on the verge of doing that. Who knows? He's saying that there's something he's playing with. My Decision. He's supposed to release a song, My Decision. We know, I don't know if you're familiar with a jammer from Grenada, right, doing great work. So we have to celebrate these persons who
and Shortshire
has
did
a
nobody
major...
go, and Shortshire did nobody go run me. Yeah.
Yeah.
All of them along the same
That was big in
line.
St. Kitts Nevis. Those songs, I mean, as I said earlier, we knew all the songs out of Antigua. We know La Tumba and those guys with the song, you know, with Liberate Your Mind, my brother. Everybody on the radio listening. Again, the bonding.
We have to fix that
culture.
Two-way connection.
Well, yeah, because Jamster made a mention we can do collaborations. I thought of doing one with the Winwoods, because we don't get the music, and vice versa. And I know some guys like Hunter over there. Next one there, know the names, etc. We could do a collaboration, share the songs, and stuff like that. So, for the fans of Dennis Plummer, for our family extended and close, so we from the studios of WINFM 98.9 and my personal family, and myself as a Calypsonian, and from Pichu William family, we send out our condolences and blessings and appreciation for her life's work.
Thank you. Thank her. Thank the family, everybody for the music. And of course, you know how it is. The music will live on beyond the times. Yes.
I was working on one years ago, about Till Death Do Us Part, but it may sound morbid, but for those like Jams who say I should retire, the message is God to death. So we celebrate the work of Dennis Plummer. You can play some of her music before we go to a station break.
This is your boy, Super Handy Andy, with your Super Handy Andy deals at Hustle's Billing Center for the month of August. 15-gallon black storage container was $127.02, is now $107.97. LED spotlight was $77.10. Get it now for $66.05. Black Farmer's Oil Lantern was $67.84, is now only $57.66. Fire extinguisher was $115.78, is now just $98.42. Super handy Andy deals at Hustle's Billing Center for the month of August. Making home improvement easy.
Kakada for the steel band man.
I can't take no more. What we fighting for? Everyday chaos and confusion about where we ancestors born. Whether they come from India, whether they're from Africa, whether they're born in England, I am a Trinidadian. Don't tell me to go back on our journey, I am a born Trini. Whether they come from China or they migrate from Syria, all that I know is I'm moving forward with this one conviction. I am a Trinidadian. Some came here by boat, with chains round their throat. Some came here by force, others forgive to leave their land. They felt pain, whether they're racist Chinese.
Paying tribute and salutations to the late, great Dennis Plummer, who transitioned recently from cancer, we're told. Maybe a lot of the younger folks are not familiar with her work. I'm not sure as to her race, her ethnicity, but she was born
She's Trinidadian.
Yeah.
And she always pushed that she's Trinidadian.
We
woman is boss.
We had some like Kenny G and other guys who were not really African in terms of the ethnicity, but really contributed. Crazy is Venezuelan in his origin.
Really?
Yeah, his family is from Trinidad, from Venezuela.
He's
He's actually born Trini.
Okay.
But his heritage is Venezuelan, right? And all that, but it's a melting pot that embraces everybody. And the song that you were just playing is saying that whether they come from India or Africa or Syria, China, I am Trini. They identify. But even Sparrow, I've heard Sugar Allos cuss him, the Grenadian. Seriously. I am there presently when the costume was it doesn't that Grenadian, you know, when he was campaigning with Carl Hudson Phillip. Steel beam was the symbol. Take a steel beam and go, and he said they told him they're gonna send him back grenade in a drum. You remember the song? Grenade in a drum.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So I'm glad you're old enough to appreciate.
Yeah.
You're logged on to Voices. We have Rosemary, she's up there in Houston, and of course she's Trini. Listen to Calypso. We go back to the phone lines. Call you live on Voices.
Good afternoon again.
Sister Henry, you come for your blows again. And
you know, my back broad, you know.
I know you're back broad, and you can handle them.
Not only broad, you know, you greasy. It's like a doctor water went off.
That is what Dr. Douglas said. He can blows for that.
Now, let me send my condolences to the family of Dennis Plummer.
Mm-hmm.
And I always love Calypso, eh?
Yes.
Always, my children could tell you. I love Calypso. And I agree with the song, We Ain't Going Away.
I know you will
I am not
rain on
going
that.
to leave for nobody to take it over. You understand?
Mm-hmm. That's a great point.
I am not my mother and she grandmother work too hard. When they say it's Nibis or Anguilla, they say.
Mm-hmm.
Me ain't going nowhere.
You're not leaving.
And Mr. Master, whatever. When you read the thing, he used to trade with Europe, you know. It's when he decided to go to Mecca and was showing up all the gold and whatever. They come for it.
Okay, he was marketing, he was advertising.
Yeah, you know, it is good, and I would encourage people, you know, to do your research.
Mm-hmm.
John, you know, I don't listen to him, right, and do my research. Because you cannot talk about what you don't know. And I am blind, as some people may know. Or before I forget, a gentleman wanted a cane. I'm trying to get the message down to
the center? The center? Okay.
Yes. Then I'm working today because those who had the camp last week did not clean properly, so they had to go and clean today.
Okay.
So he said he was going to say no. Wait him now. The conceited one, Walford. He was a conceited Walford. Walford's supposed to go by the center to pick it up. So you could try tomorrow.
Okay.
So if you see Walford in the circus,
tell him? Okay. I have access to 2 walkers, not and those well, you can go in the bath with them and bathe. You sit them in the bath. I have access to that, and 2 walkers or strollers. But in terms of cane, I don't have any of those. Well, so Wally.
You mean the rollator?
That's what you call it?
Yes, those with the wheels?
Yes.
Yes, they call them rollator.
Okay.
Yes, so we're trying to get people, you know. If you know somebody who is disabled in any way, because every time you turn around, somebody get amputation, got damage, spinal damage. They have wheelchairs still too. I told you that the Mormons donated some stuff.
Yes, you did.
Wheelchairs, rollator, canes. They have 2 sizes of cane, a tall one, a long one for taller people, and a shorter one for the ordinary size.
Okay.
So you can always go down to the center at McKnight Community Center and talk to Mary or whoever is down there. So Walford, if you're listening, you can go maybe tomorrow.
And collect it on behalf of the person?
Another day. Right? So I am glad that my good friend Africa has taken up the challenge, because one-sided argument is no argument. And not even an argument. We're trying to educate our people, right? It's education, you know, because I learn a lot from Journey. Every time he speak, I go and look it up. Every time Africa and Kalanja, they speak. I mean, some I know because I have read extensively, done research extensively. And I still do. So you're not compelled because somebody says something to accept it. And don't take it personal if somebody dispute. You know what you say? It's not a personal thing. I don't take anything personal because we all learn every day.
Yep.
And we learn as we go along because some of us were saying, oh, they're back in Russia. We have no dog in the fight. We have no dog in the fight because Russia has now taken its place in the BRICS. Russia, India, and China.
Brazil.
Well, they're pushing out Brazil. Brazil complaining.
Really?
That bringing in these larger countries have reduced their influence when it was their idea. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's like when you join, Sankis join CARICOM. The bigger islands want all the say.
Yep.
When you join
I wasn't aware
OAS,
of that thing with
they don't even ask you. They don't ask you. They assume, well, because you're small, everything that they say you agree
you
to.
have to comply with.
But that's not so. That's not so. That's not so. So all of the African conscious ones, let me tell you, you are free to go. When you're going, please do not sell your land. If you want to sell it, you can sell it to me.
I'm due to go in January, but I'm coming back, God's willing.
Yeah, you got to come back for what you want. I mean, you could also buy land up there.
I own two pieces of property in St. Kitts. Two pieces.
Every time you turn on somebody fighting.
One in Sandy Point, one in Springfield.
But you, boy, 6 foot, you know, 6 foot, 6 foot,
Paid
6 foot 3. No, but serious, we got to take this thing serious.
Mm-hmm.
We got to pay a lot more attention to our own country. Because what is going on? I asked the question the other day, what is the unemployment rate?
It's about 4.5%.
I'll kind of go around and come
4%,
around.
really?
Thousands of jobs where? Oh, among the 1,000 are the 400 taxi men. So you all are doing well, isn't that so?
Is that so?
Well, ask the PM.
Or he said that?
And all who are in the peace, they're not paying Social Security, so they're among the thousands.
Okay.
I mean, we've got to, I am not condemning him, you know, but they've got to get down to the serious business. Now, they throw something here. Look at the National Health Insurance. Every time you turn on somebody die from cancer, die from this, die from that. And the expense of having to do dialysis, even though the last government cut the price into 800 to 400. But if you got to go 3 times a week,
that's 12.
That's 1,200.
Yep.
And these insurance companies, they're dodging. I had insurance for years, and they informed me just before my 75th birthday, I'm no longer covered. You understand?
That's criminal. As we call a white-collar
More
crime.
than criminal is wicked. They want me to come on there and boycott them, you know.
That's a white-collar
But they
crime.
have all my money. I mean, see, so the National Health Insurance supposed to be priority. It don't make no sense to say, oh, well, we have these non-communicable diseases and whatever, and you are not doing your part. And the thing is, there's a shovel ready. Everything finished. Is just the only thing needed now is to sort out the premiums for those who will have to pay. And anybody who said they're not going to pay, they should be excluded from the system. Because they know, you got to sell your house. Could you imagine doing dialysis for 30-something years and so?
Our
and
family
if
members,
you have to go overseas to travel for anything, they're giving you $5,000 US. That is what the social services give you, you know, a one time.
13,000.
5,000 US.
Well, EC 13,000.
13,500. And then you are faced, before you even touch the hospital door or whatever, you got to come with hundreds of thousands. So I would like him to do that. And for the disabled people, we want the law to be passed in the House to put reinforcement on the rights, the human rights of people with disability. We have signed it. We have, what the word is?
Ratified?
Confirmed it, whatever. Confirmed it.
Ratified. Are you there?
Follow through. But if you don't have the laws to back it up, it just become an exercise in futility.
Mm-hmm.
So to Mr. PM, what is your name, Mr. PM? He's Minister of Health. And
Dr.
the AG, please make it a priority. A lot of these things that we're doing, they are good, you know, but they're not priorities. They are not. And please, we need to generate work. We could say we're doing well and the economy going home.
Well, I heard you on Austin a little back and forth a couple of days ago. I just smiled to myself, because you're talking about what you know. He's talking about what the planning, and he was actually cutting you off.
Well, that's good. God bless him. But what I'm saying, you need a plan. I keep saying it, Labor plan.
But he was
whatever.
saying that there was a plan.
A development plan, right? He is telling me that the manifesto is the plan. So it never happened. That is not how you design a plan. Otherwise, all of those giveaways that he was talking about will have to be a 20-year plan. So I am saying, before you start to do politics, I don't mean party politics, what you promised were in the manifesto, what direction do you intend to take the country? What steps? And when you're planning, it has to be for St. Kitts and Nevis. It's a development plan for the Federation. Nevis make the input. Water, electricity. We need to have some serious planning. Everybody making promises, throwing the money here and there. Then they said you must have a sovereign growth fund. All it means, set aside some of the CBI money for future use in terms of, suppose a hurricane hit us. We already classified as high income. Nobody can give you anything.
All right.
They're not going to lend you money no less than maybe 10%, 12% is what Trinidad has lent us at. Therefore, knowing these things, set about doing something about it. But everybody looking short term.
We are at the top of the hour. We have to break for commercial break. But I would like to get
you back today?
Yes, I am. No.
carry
Sorry.
on
No. I'm
greetings.
going back tomorrow. So I'm available for dinner tonight. Just send me the directions.
Now, I was going to tell Socrates something, but no, I had a friend that said when Antiguans want wives, they come to St. Kitts.
So what are you suggesting?
I am married to one.
Okay, so you have anything for me to look at? Anybody? 1, 2, tell me.
Me? Who put you in can't take you out? God bless you,
Noted.
darling.
Thank you.
Enjoy your liberty.
We go downtown and we give Caesar's due. We come back.
Found the Sound 98.9.
Are you ready to let it flow to light up your life? Get ready for the most electrifying event of the year. It's the Let It Flow to Light Up Your Life sales event at Horsford's Building and Nevis Center. For limited time only, Horsford's Building and Nevis Centers are offering an unbelievable discount of 25% off on all electrical and plumbing items. Yes, you heard that right, 25% off. It's time to make those electrical and plumbing upgrade and renovation dreams a reality. Whether you're a do-it-yourself enthusiast or a professional contractor, we've got everything you need to transform your space. From dazzling chandeliers to high-quality wiring, from stylish faucets to top-notch plumbing fixtures, we've got it all. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity to save big on top brands and the latest innovations in electrical and plumbing. Spruce up your living space, revamp your kitchen, and turn your bathroom from ordinary to luxury and more. Hurry, hurry, hurry. This event won't last forever. So head over to Horsford's Building and Nevis Centers today and let it flow and light up your life with our phenomenal 25% off sales event on all electrical and plumbing items. Try Horsford's first, your one-stop destination for all your electrical and plumbing needs. Terms and conditions apply.
Okay, we return and we have a call on the line, so we go straight to the lines. Caller, you're live on Voices. Hello, caller, you're live on Voices.
Hello, good afternoon, Sacro.
Good afternoon, welcome to the program.
Yes, good afternoon. Can I change the topic a little bit?
Yes, you may.
I'm going to speak about cricket.
Good topic.
Good topic. It was very disappointed for the whole cricket fraternity. I personally, this is how I look at it. They didn't have a leader on the field. They did not have a leader. Because if Lewis was the leader, why he resigned? Why he give up the captaincy in such a state like this? He was injured. He was still playing. Why he give it up?
Did he give it up? Did he give it up, or management made a change?
Yeah, because you see, he was not effective.
Right. So is it that he gave it up, or he wasn't effective, so they made a change, and probably made it too late?
I think so.
Okay.
I'm looking at the game last night when Pollard was batting. The guy get 4-6 at no time. Not even one player even come over and say anything to the guy.
Encourage him.
To the bowler? No, man.
To the bowler.
No, Kofi was on the side next to him. I took note of that because Kofi kept going to each one of the bowlers and motivating.
But I mean,
when you're talking about the senior players, the senior players didn't move. I think they'd given up.
Even stop the game. Pollard and Bravo, they just stop the game, call the guys in. Even the umpire telling me, come on, even though one get a red card.
Maybe they got a red card, yes.
Yeah, it's for wasting time. And I've been checking it out. There are not enough communication on the field between the players.
Well, hopefully, in the rotation to go on to, I think it's Barbados next.
Yeah, 4 more matches.
They have, no, not 4. They have Barbados, then Trinidad, then Jamaica, then before they get to Guyana. They have quite a number of matches left, so they have to pull it together and shake out and something. But since you're talking about cricket, I'll 30 seconds in your time. Persons are asking, why are there not more Kititians on the team? And remember, I just wanted to remind us that it's a franchise setup. And so the owner and his technical team are pulling, I guess, the best that they can get from various places. Yeah. But I am one of those who think that it should be mandatory, that if the team is based in St. Kitts, that X number of places must come from St. Kitts. I feel that.
Think one of the team that played on Saturday, Havana Division.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah. And you one time you said there's no person from St. Kitts, even a young guy you can even see.
I think they're in the setup, but they weren't on the field of play for the week, but they are among the broader numbers. Yes, and they've had quite a few before in the team. But what I'm saying is, I think perhaps as part of the overall development thrust and showcase, that there should be some effort too. You see, the challenge is you don't want to force people on the team and then everybody quarrel because you didn't have your best. So I guess that is the challenge. Where Jamal coming from? Hamilton?
Jamal Hamilton.
Not us. No, go ahead. I have to remember. My mind.
I'm not too sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I was saying I have no problem with this guy from Antigua. What's his name? Cornwall?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when he hit. But I say, when I look at the physical ability of the guy, I say if he can make a team, a lot of people could make team too.
No, hold on. Me, you go fight.
Not because
he plays for his spot.
He can hit.
But he plays for his spot. He can bowl and he can field.
He can bowl as well. But they don't give him much bowling.
That's their choice. But he can bowl. He is among the top 5 wicket takers in the Leeward Islands and among the top 10 for West Indies. So every time everybody bash him, I'm like, that's easy. Bash him. Bring your man. Send your man to better him. While you're quarreling with him, send your man better he, and then we can move on. You see him coming from? Okay.
I was watching the match had get abandoned in St. Lucia.
Mm-hmm.
That run out to get trickling down there.
Mm-hmm.
That was very disappointing.
He should not have moved.
He should not have moved.
He knows his position. Don't move.
Yeah, don't move.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But, I just say, even all the blows we get, I'm still backing them.
Okay.
I'm still supporting
the patriotic
all the way.
Okay.
As long as our flag is attached to it, I'm supporting it anyway it is.
And I totally enjoyed all the games. Next year, Patriots going to do better.
Even though we lost the games. The games are very excited, man.
But hold on there. Hasn't Patriots won out the CPL or been runner-ups right down to the finals before?
Oh, yeah.
So it's not as if Patriots has been...
I think it was 2021.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's just a cycle. You'll cycle back around and get back on top.
Yeah. So we're looking forward to a rather interesting, The field is a bit small. I would like to see a bigger field to see how some of these players really move about. I mean, even some of the team that beat us, I mean, they are not so much even much better than us, but the field is small and they utilize the field to their...
I'm glad you said us because in some context we say them. When we win, when we say we win, when they lose, say they lose.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that. I'm glad you've had a chance to weigh in. We always appreciate your comments and views here on the Voices Win FM. So appreciate that, sir.
Yeah, but as I say, I wish them all the best.
That's the spirit.
Rutherford play much better now. He played quite good for the last 2 games. I don't know if it's because he was a captain, but it is a shame to see that he had to reach to that point for he take the game serious. For he had to come captain for decided, well, he's going to bat serious. So he said something that I wish the other players take it more serious, that he say he hope the rest players take responsibility of going out there and put their best out, and rather depending on other players. When you're out there, you're the one responsible to make it happen. Don't put it for no one else on the bench.
Okay.
When you're there to bat, you do your job.
Okay.
So we hope the best thing going forward.
Yes, we do. And thank you once again for your contribution.
All right, then. Thank you, guys.
Okay. Hold the calls for a second. I want to discuss something with Mrs. Williams. Mrs. Williams, you shared with me a rather interesting perspective in terms of our tourism product as compared to what's happening in the region. If we have a niche, we should stick to the niche and others should, do something else. So we have a balanced approach to tourism. Not everybody sell the same thing at the same time. So I know you can better articulate what you were recommending. So Mike is yours.
We were having a conversation about, I prompted a conversation about OECS development, and I guess it came back to you because one of your callers just recently alluded to a national development plan for St. Kitts and Nevis. And I'm contending that we are the OECS. I know we have the bigger CARICOM space, but for right now, we are the OECS. We are very far ahead in terms of the whole integration, unity, a single currency, single education system, single legal system, on and on and on and on and on. And I'm suggesting that perhaps, I know the Central Bank, Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, which is based in St. Kitts, often has conversations in an attempt to give us a one picture in terms of our regional strategy, which we really don't have. So I was using, for example, my many visits to St. Kitts many years ago, when St. Kitts was already way ahead in terms of the being able to attract the mega ships, and that you are able to develop your natural harbor. You have the natural depth and all of that to develop that, which is considered your strength because you have significant numbers in that area.
That's correct.
Compared to another island, perhaps an Antigua
land-based,
or a St. Lucia, and so on, who are able to aggressively push their land-based tourism. Not to say that anyone is doing it to the exclusion of the other, but where some islands have a natural competitive advantage, rather than the rest of us investing significant sums of scarce resources to pursue that part so that we're, quote-unquote, leveling the playing field when we're in fact competing. Perhaps the time has come for us to sit as a region, as an OECS region, and begin to do better planning by sector. So, tourism. There is cruise tourism, there is sea stayover, there is yachting, there is entertainment, there is all of these various components. Yep. How can we, as a region, sub-region, connect the dots to ensure that we maximize the benefits? In tourism specifically, we go back, I mentioned the seaside tourism, the cruise sector. There are the mega ships coming. Is it that every one of us need to have the mega ships? Are there some of us who are naturally positioned to have the mega ships and the rest of us can concentrate on a different scale and go into the other products? So, and I'll use another example. Dominica and St. Vincent are pushing to get the international flights so that they can have direct flights to expand their tourism market. But they are going to have to invest so much just to get the international airport. St. Vincent has done it already. They have an international airport for quite a number of years, and they still have not been able to begin to reap the economic value for that. Is it time for us to sit as a region and say, okay, St. Vincent, this is your natural advantage. We will all as a region support you. St. Kitts, this is your competitive advantage. When the CPL is going around the region, and this is going to be a dangerous one, because I know in Antigua, for example, many of my colleagues want Antigua to get a CPL team. Is it ready for Antigua to get a CPL team, or we all put our Leeward Islands energies behind the Patriots, build the best team? We know that, so when it's that time of year, we all rally around St. Kitts, and that. When it's another event, another sporting event, something else, we rally around another island, rather than all of us trying to do it and water it down. Yes, I know the issue of employment and the prestige, but let's think. St. Kitts has certain core regional resources that they have at their disposal. Let's strengthen them here. Antigua has another set, strengthen them. And I'm only saying that from the point of view that each of us have limited resources, financial resources. I've been listening, hearing, for example, the cost of dialysis in St. Kitts, which is crazy. Listening to the conversations about unemployment in St. Kitts and so on, which are all across all of us. How can we work together to then begin to improve? Perhaps one of the things for all of us, economies of scale. We won't even talk about air transportation. Okay, we won't talk about air transportation. I'm not ever flying into Caribbean, into Caribbean, whatever it's called. If you ever want me, don't send that to me. I'm not coming. They have a poor track record. I don't know if anybody disagrees with me. Right, they have a horrid track record. But then again, we need transportation between the islands. So what are we going to do? Are we going to continue to pay lip service? The central bank at one point had a venture capital fund. They had a number of different opportunities that they were selling to us as an OECS region. We are now at the Eastern Caribbean Credit Guarantee Scheme. I don't know how many businesses in St. Kitts have been able to tap into it. How many of us are even aware of it? What the opportunities it afford us to grow our businesses for the other islands. How are we leveraging this to address some of the issues that are being raised on the program today? The healthcare services, which is key. Why? Because we have an aging community across the OECS. All our countries, all our islands, our populations are living longer. The life expectancy for men and women are becoming longer and longer. Anybody see Socrates lately? When last Socrates have been on camera, he gave me some kind of age that he is, which is not the equivalent of what, you understand where I'm coming from? And so we're living longer lives. Mm-hmm. The quality of life is an issue. The cost of maintaining the quality of life. I heard Ms. Henry spoke about dialysis and the cost of that, and persons being on dialysis for 30 years. How do governments continue to pay for that? How do private people continue to pay for those things? What are we doing as a region? Because it is an issue across. Are we buying our machines at together, getting better prices? What are we doing? Even in terms of the education, our women, myself included, are getting bigger because of our lifestyle. Do we have OECS campaigns where we begin to address the issue of how do we eat? How do we look after each other? I'm suggesting that, and we have so many radio stations, media houses across the region. How do we partner, build relationships so that we can educate each other? You have a good program, let's share it around the islands so that we don't waste very, very precious resources and we make our region the best.
Well, I asked you one question.
Sorry.
You uploaded so much.
My apologies.
We have about 5 minutes to see who can call and weigh in and be part of what you just...
I'm sorry.
No. When you have things to share, sometimes we just need a little prompting because you're right. I was impressed with your recommendation. That's why I asked you to weigh in on that, but you gave me a lot more. You gave us a lot more than bargained for. And I want to thank you for that, because it makes a lot of thinkers rethink their position and say, I think I want to engage the young lady in debate/dialogue to see where we can take this, because there are more questions up there. And we are actually about trying to find solutions. So I want to thank you for that. We have about 4 minutes before we close today's play. We want to open up the lines and see if we are getting any feedback from the public at large. But thank you very much for that. Don't apologize. Don't apologize. We speak to your knowledge base, and as the other callers say, we speak to what we know. You're speaking in the fact of what you know, the questions you've asked yourself. How does it play out in Antigua versus St. Kitts? Let's see if we have anybody to win on that. Callers, 6620989, 4660989, 7620989. We have a few minutes to engage Miss Williams before the close of play today. Jamster, any feedback? He's on point. I
need to have Jamster come do some we call it now, some programs up my end, so give us more of Kittitian music up in Antigua.
In your capacity as?
Yeah, man, share the music.
In your capacity as?
Who, my capacity?
Yeah.
Oh, as a lover of music. I drum me out
as a radio manager. Okay, take this call, Petra. Go ahead.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Petra.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, too.
Long time to hear from you, so go ahead.
Petraldo. Yes, Socrates. Petraldo, you know me. You used to get on video club up at the head of High Street. I'm a member.
Oh, okay. Hi. Good to reacquaint.
We spend plenty money with you. But me used to meet your sister and other workers, but me never meet Petra.
Oh, okay. You were at First Run Entertainment. First Run Video.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. And the two best me get from you on the television is when Keva, after UPP winner, Keva, me got you try to pull some stuff out of you. And you just got it round the bush. And me see get frustrated. You remember that?
Lord, you following me long time, man. Cha.
Yeah, because I admire of you long time. And one more, and then we take off, because this is the time shot. You make comments on one election, I don't remember the year. And now the wee hours of the morning, because they done past midnight, because you know how the election and stuff. And when we read you say, okay, you say, well, your mommy waiting on you and so forth, and somebody say, no problem. And remember, security is right outside to make sure that you reach home safe. Me say, you don't ever bother with them. That's the security outside there. Okay then, Petra.
Thank you, sir. It's a pleasure. Bye. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Montserrat, I was asked to ask you, I know you hear me, what have WINNFM done to you? You disappear. I mean, he one of our ardent and respected frequent callers, and he just disappeared. So I'm
that mean I did something
you
good?
brought him out of where
nice.
he was. So I'm glad to hear you again. We know 29 minutes past. Yeah, haven't heard a long.
So he's still listening, not because he's not calling.
I appreciate the fact that he's still listening.
Thank you for sharing those memories.
There you go. And we're now at the bottom of the hour. It's 1:30. We had closed the play of Voices for today, Monday, the 28th day of August. Next time we're here, we're talking Wednesday. We'll be talking about September and all the plans for the Independence celebration. We want to wish all viewers, all listeners, those who...
I'm available for an invitation to come back, everybody. Anybody. Thank you. Just saying. All right.
Okay. It's in the air. You say speak it. It's up there. It is give it power. It'll come back. So, to our viewers or listeners, those who participated, those who tried to get in, want to thank you for being part of the day's presentation of Voices. My name is Socrates. I want to wish you peace, love, and a much brighter tomorrow. And God's willing, speak to you on Wednesday.
Riddle this, riddle that. Horseman's Furniture and Appliances and Ashley Furniture Home Store is again giving away hundreds of thousands of dollars in cash back for free groceries with every hire purchase. Will be given back this coupon season. Happening now. Hundreds of thousands of dollars in cash back coupons to all our hire purchase customers this coupon season. Starting now until December 2023. You get absolutely free groceries with every hire purchase at our Horseman's Furniture and Appliances stores on St. Kitts Nevis and our Ashley Home Store on St. Kitts. So riddle this. Where can you get quality furniture and appliances at great prices with a flexible FlexPlay plan and with absolutely free groceries with every hire purchase? Riddle that. Cashback at Horseman's Furniture and Appliances on St. Kitts Nevis.